What if I said that most players watching this video are using their builders wrong? You might disagree, but a majority of players struggle with not keeping their builders down, keeping them up for the wrong reasons, or using them for the wrong upgrades completely. In this video, I'm going to explain how you can get maximum builder efficiency in Clash of Clans, as well as the best tools that you can use to help you achieve this. Now, the first thing that I want to address is something that a lot of players do that is really inefficient. And that thing is leaving one builder open to work on walls the entire time. Now I know this sounds efficient, and when we look at how many walls we need to do, this sounds like a good idea. But here's the problem: unless you're at Town Hall 14 and Town Hall 15 and you're almost max at those levels, there's no reason for you to do this. The only reason you would do this is if you didn't have enough time between upgrades to empty your storages on the walls before starting your new upgrade. Rushers will have plenty of small upgrades to do, and most players are not going to have full storages, so leaving one builder open constantly is almost always a waste of builder time. Another error that a lot of players make is that they manually upgrade buildings that take way too long. Any upgrade longer than 14 days should be completed with a magic item, as you not only get really good use out of your magic item, but you also save a bunch of builder time that you would be wasting otherwise. I see so many players do this, and it really hurts me to see it. If you want maximum builder efficiency, do not do this. Okay, so now that we've talked about the two most common mistakes that players make, let's talk about the one thing that is going to super boost your efficiency for your builders. That thing is builder management. Now most of you are thinking, well, I already knew that. Well, here's the mistake that a lot of Clash of Clans players make. We always want to put all of our builders down at the same time, and everybody knows that doing this gives you the maximum efficiency. But the problem isn't really the builders, is it? It's the resources. Players are terrible when it comes to resource management, and this bleeds into the builder management as a result. Let me give you an example so that we can work all of this out. Say I'm upgrading archer towers, and the next level takes 13 million gold and 13 days each. Now when all of these archer towers finish, I literally can't put down these next few archer towers. I can't even hold that many resources to be able to put them down, and this is going to cause me a lot of problems. Thus, we need to stagger our upgrades when it comes to different buildings so they finish at different times, and this allows us to manage our builders a lot faster. This becomes especially problematic when we look at things like heroes, because let's be honest, Dark Elixir is the hardest thing to farm in Clash of Clans. Trying to keep 2 or 3 Dark Elixir heroes upgrading at one time is an amazing idea, but you can't have them finish all on the same day, because you're not going to be able to get enough Dark Elixir to start them upgrading again. And this doesn't even include the pet house, which causes even more problems. Even though upgrading pets has nothing to do with builders, it still costs Dark Elixir, and it uses a lot of that Dark Elixir really quickly, which furthermore causes builder problems. As you can see, resource management is a key skill in Clash of Clans, and it is something that a lot of players are neglecting in their account. But let's be honest, this is a lot of thinking to be doing, and it probably won't get done without a really good tool. Thankfully, I have a really good tool for you, and it's the Clash Ninja website. This is not sponsored at all, by the way. Clash Ninja is genuinely one of my favorite websites for Clash of Clans. If you put in your ID, it will automatically give you your lab stats, and if you manually fill in the levels of your buildings, you can get a quick update of where you are. But that's not what the tool that's going to help you with your builder management. What's going to help is the builder planner section, where you can fill in your upgrades and the builders you're going to use for them. You can then look at the schedule to ensure that your builders don't finish at the same time. But believe it or not, it actually gets a lot better than this. You can then go over to the loot planner, and that button will tell you exactly how many resources you need in how many days, so that you can be ready for the upgrades you need. You can actually do the same thing with the lab and the pet house as well, and although these once again don't have anything to do with builders, it has everything to do with resource, and thus it is really important to track. Now the Clash Ninja website is really awesome and powerful, but it can get a little bit confusing, so here are my best general guidelines. Pick one day in the month where you go in and plan all of your upgrades. Then follow along for the rest of the month as you do your upgrades. This will not only help you stay focused throughout that entire month, but it'll also take away the stress and the question that we always ask ourselves of, what do I upgrade next? As you're planning your upgrades, I would recommend never going over 7 million gold and elixir needed per day or 100,000 dark elixir needed per day. If you want to, you can of course, but that is a lot of resources and that can lead to burnout. Moving on from builder and resource management, there are a few more things that you want to keep in mind if you want to have maximum builder efficiency. One of them is to avoid low return on investment buildings. An example is resource collectors past level 12. They take a lot longer per upgrade, yet they yield the same results per every single upgrade. So if you're rushing and you're trying to get to a high level really fast, it's honestly a lot better for you to save these for later. Another one is the siege workshop. Although it seems nice to have a high level siege workshop, it's useless if you're getting your siege from your clanmates, and ultimately it's an unnecessary time sink. Another one yet again is the spell factory level 7 for the recall spell. If you don't plan on using the recall spell, then don't get this upgrade. In short, don't upgrade things that you're not going to be using, and you're going to be upgrading a lot faster because of this. But what about magic items and builder potion usage? Builder potions are helpful no matter what, because they can knock off about 9 hours per builder, but they're best used when you're upgrading your heroes. That way you can get some hero upgrade time out of your builder potion too. But a pro tip is to have 1 or 2 builder potions handy so that when you have an upgrade that's completing overnight, you can simply use a builder potion to finish it and immediately put another upgrade down before going to sleep. The same thing can be done with research potions, so make sure to take advantage of that. Now here are some quick fire pro tips that you guys can use to increase your efficiency even more. At the end of the gold pass season, start the longest upgrades possible so that the 20% reduction lasts for a while into the next month. This allows you to have a little bit of time to at least get to the 15% reduction mark in the next season and be more efficient. If you're rushing, keep one builder open for small and quick upgrades that you're catching up. This allows you to empty into walls rather frequently and have maximum efficiency. Don't use treasury resources unless you absolutely have to. This will ensure that you have extra resources if you ever get into resource management trouble. The same is true for the small loot cart in the corner. People can't steal this loot, so you might as well save it until it's needed. If you need loot relatively quickly and don't have an army, go to the practice mode and complete those. The army is given to you and the loot is pretty good in those modes. The one caveat with this mode is that you can only hit it one time before using up all the loot. However, it's better than the goblin maps because you're given the army and you can always quit when you've gotten all the loot that you need so you can save some for later. And if you're buying the gold pass every single month and you're not optimizing it, you need to watch this video right here because you could be wasting a lot of money.